Put it in the present. I see one. I need two on-air buttons.
Well,
Lights.
why do you need two?
How come you can't figure that? We're on multi-channels, so I need to know when we're good on both. Does it come on the first go or the second go?
There's
My
only
air, my
one light.
on-air button. No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. How do I know when it's on both streams? Because
No,
normally
it
you got
should
to tell
be. It
me.
should be on both streams once the light turns on.
Okay, well here we are. Roll Tide, Keith. Glad you're up in the house. In the house, yes sir. It's a wonderful cold day in Texas. Man, I can't get used to this, man. I know I've been up in Green Bay for a little while when I played up there, JT, but this cold weather, man, it be hurting you, boy. I don't know. Maybe it's my age or my blood getting thin, being bones getting fragile. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's all right by you, but
No, it's not. You
not so
know.
much by me.
So here's my random fact for the day. There are two different types of fat. There's brown fat and white fat, and kids have a lot of brown fat. This is why um, children through high school just walk around like it's not cold because it's actually not as cold to them. And as you get older, you start losing that
What color fat is that?
brown.
Okay. All right.
So they have it all the time. And as you get older, you kind of have to build that up. You get it back as it starts to get cold and you start building up a little bit of tolerance and then it goes away. But this is why small
What color does
kids
it become?
white.
I don't know. We're going to have this whole discussion on. So when it get better, it get white. You know what I'm saying? What we saying here?
One's an insulator and the other one's just fat.
Oh man, here we go. Well, hey Alabama Poe, we appreciate you being in. Glad that you're not missing the live today. It's always better when you're able to interact and talk to us, ask us questions. We're gonna have to get started kind of quick because somebody got excited about us beating these guys and just feel like we want to show the whole game, the whole repeat. You know, you even got
Yeah, I did pick a lot of plays.
you even had Griff Redmill just trying to hang in there. He even rewatched it times and he wanted to get back in the film room and all this kind of stuff. So here we are. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to show. I think that it was a I don't know. I'd be interested to hear what JT has to say about this. We hadn't talked about the game at all, but I did watch it. My stress level was up somewhat, not because of anything in particular, other than I thought about is it really worth trying to get to the SEC championship nowadays? Because what are they gonna do with all these SEC teams, and particularly the ones who are not in the championship game that still might get a free pass? I don't know. But before we get into anything Iron Bowl, I need for you to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. We want to thank everybody for coming in from the Bama Standard. Those of you who are on the Teague Take channel as well, you know how we do it. We just like to have people to interact and hopefully learn something and enjoy uh, the replay, the relook, the rewind, the flashback. We got to get some kind of word for that, JT. I don't know which way we call it because it's a I don't know. Let's figure that out. Maybe we can take a poll on that. What should it be called? Rewind, flashback, look back. What
Well, I
more I
mean,
got?
what do we call it when we do it ourselves?
Oh, well,
I mean, it's just film.
it's just a show. That's true. I guess we go back. We look back. We look. I don't know. Anyway, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get Teague Steak started right now. Okay, so before we get into this, I had a question. I want to ask JT to answer this before we get into the film. But here, let me give you a scenario. Right. So college football, the NCAA does not run the college football playoffs. Make sure I'm getting this right. They do not. It's done by the College Football Playoff Committee, which is outside organization of that. NCAA does some other things on the lower level of football, but not on the major side with that. So that's with an organization, a different organization. Can that happen and be duplicated by high schools? So, what am I talking about? For those of y'all that follow TAPS and TAPS football, TAPS basketball, anything Texas Association and private and parochial schools, we just had some pretty big news of how the playoff format and all this kind of stuff is changing with our team. So there's been a lot of discussion that I've heard about the larger schools, what we call Division One. Those are the 6A schools, and how they want to do something different with just their playoff system and maybe make it different than the others. So my question is, should TAPS actually be open to letting either changing it and running it themselves, or allow those power schools, the largest schools, go do their own thing and let some other person, some other entity run their playoff system, right? So the March Madness, basketball, all run by the NCAA, but not football. Is this realistic for high school teams to do? Not just in Texas. I'm talking about it for here, but think about UIL. What they do with their 6A stuff is all run by the UIL. Any other state that you might be in, who runs those state championships, even for the larger divisions, and is it all equal? So, just food for thought. Just kind of curious about it. I know it's a little different for private schools because TAPS in Texas, the private schools do not play with the public schools, so it's very different. So it might not be fair to ask, but I don't know. Let's talk about it real quick before we get into this. So I want to bring in the mastermind, the one that figured out his mic. He got me two on-air buttons. Okay, not really. He does it, but he's keeping us warm and fuzzy around here as we get ready to heat it up and talk about this Iron Bowl and all the good things that happen. But I kind of want to get your thoughts on that, JT, just real quick. I don't know if I was clear on that. Taps, who we coach in, or any other organization, is it realistic to be able to just take the larger school divisions and say, hey, y'all go do your own thing? And we let basketball, soccer, blah, 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 everybody
Mm,
else stay with the organization.
I would say mostly probably not. It's probably not reasonable because there's not enough money involved in most things.
Hmm.
So I mean, the reason that the these schools can do this is just surely the amount of money and leverage that football generates. So it's easy to take your ball and go home, I guess. If the power four really wanted to, they could just say to hell with the NCAA altogether and just start a new league if they really wanted to do that. Um, I don't know that there's really that kind of power struggle unless you had schools. I mean, there are schools that have more money, but they don't have that kind of money where they can just be like, "Hey, we're gonna." There are schools that could. They're just not all in the same area, right? I think the IMGs, the St. Thomas Aquinas, the St. John Bosco's, those schools that are traveling around the country all the time, they could
Modern
probably
day
do it.
Bishop Gorman, every
Yes,
big Catholic school that you can name across the country.
yes, they could probably do it. But the problem is they're not. If they were close to each other, I bet they would, but they're not. They're spread all over the country, kind of like colleges, except now you have to deal with the high school calendar and uh, state appointed curriculums, not school appointed curriculums and all that kind of stuff. And it you have more challenges, I think. Right? You actually kind of have to go to high school. You kind of don't
Kind
have
of.
to do this with FBS programs.
Yep. Well, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I understand when change happens and things happen that it kind of gets kind of dicey and shaky, and you lose a playoff game, or all the things that are happening with us in taps at this point. It's just so much discussion. I don't know if you pay attention to any of it on X or anywhere else, but it's kind of interesting to see and to hear. And I had to put on two different hats on what I feel like from a football coach standpoint versus a athletic director standpoint. What you're saying when it comes down to the money and how do you actually do this and make it happen, and then being on the board of taps also of what is best for the organization and that kind of thing. So, I just felt like if all the schools tried to leave, maybe there's something happens good for a year or two, but what happened? Who's going to be running this? Who's actually going to take the time to say, I want to host, rank, do whatever else, and what does that
Yeah,
mean
I mean,
for?
and it's got to be it's just got to generate money, right? I mean, you can take 8 teams and then
Well, the teams are saying that they're just going to pay for it. That hey, there's not a revenue building thing. It's a status thing. But anyway, neither here nor there. It is what it is to me at this point, and we're
well, I
going to
mean,
play
you
the
kind
team
of already have to find your own venues, don't you? I mean, Taps doesn't provide
for the,
stadiums, right?
only for the state championship game.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Kind of like it kind of seems like they're already doing most of the work anyway.
Yes, and that's the you know whatever we could beat that on. I'm sure we'll have some sidebar conversation with it when we're just looking at the schedule, or maybe not because our schedule is done now. We know who we're going to play. Um, so uh, let's just we'll leave it there. Just for people to think about if you are following Taps football, Taps athletics. I think you have to try to not only make it about football because that's where they were. I think we ones who got hit the most, from the standpoint of cutting a week of playoffs off and a week of the season off, that it's just so drastically different that
Mm-hmm.
people were up in arms um, about it. But here we are. So there's some Auburn fans up in arms too. JT, it was a pretty good game, man. I was watching. It was physical. It was hidden. We had a run game going on with Alabama. Uh, I guess there's a little bit of drama. Everybody asking where the hell Ryan Williams is at. Why he not getting the
Mm-hmm.
football? Are they hiding him? Or they fell off? Is he going to transfer? So we got all this soap opera stuff going on. To me, I'm just glad we beat him and give our a shot at you know uh, a chance of getting into the playoffs. So maybe we'll talk about that and do we actually get get in with a loss? Um, I don't know. Why don't we start there before we get to the film?
Well,
Okay,
I have no idea. That's the I don't know what they're gonna do.
I
No
know
idea.
you don't, but how you're sitting out here, you're voting. You got Ole Miss, who's sitting at home, was ranked ahead of us. Uh, wait a minute. Yeah, at least until we find out tomorrow. I would assume they're still going to be ranked ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and them who only lost one now, ranked ahead of us. That's okay. That's probably deservingly so. Um, Georgia. Who else we got up in there? That
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, who we lost to, but they're sitting at home. They don't have a chance to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So what? I mean, you're sitting on this committee. Are both teams in the SEC champions are shooing? I'm thinking about who did SMU play last year? SMU,
Clemson.
Miami, maybe Clemson. They put them both in, and everybody's saying, "Man, the SMU supposed to be out. They lost, but they got in because they deserved it." That's my air quotes. They deserved it. Does Alabama deserve this, or Or what? You don't have no gut feeling about any of this one way or the other, JT?
I don't have a gut feeling on whether or not they're going to what the committee is going to do. But I do kind of think it also has to deal with how you look in a loss. Like if they get blown out,
They're gone.
They're out.
Strength schedule, none of that stuff matter anymore. You just lose. You lose big to the number. What are they? 4 as of right now. I imagine they say the same.
Yeah, I mean, I just I I don't know. It's more like, which side of the coin do you want to be on as far as consistency, right? Because I thought it was pretty harsh to go from 4-10, losing to Oklahoma. But at some point, they have to reconcile, like, what does that mean? Because if you're gonna lose, right? If you're number 10 and you lose to 4 or 3 or whatever the hell Georgia's going to be, 3, I guess.
Ohio State, Indiana. I don't even know who number 3 was last week.
It's A&M.
A&M. And what do they fall to?
I don't know. We'll see tomorrow, but I would assume they have to fall to, like,
below us. Below us.
All things considered,
they lost to a 22.
Yes, no. Like they lost to a quote unquote worse football team.
They wasn't 22. They were something else. 6, 8, 16.
They were in the 15. Teens.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, they played.
It could be interesting. What if they drop them to like 10 and bump us up? Not that we saw, but I don't know who they can put us in front of. I don't know if they can put us in front of Texas A&M. I don't know. That's the first loss.
That is their first loss, but I mean, do you go back and look at their schedule? Like they beat Notre Dame.
Yeah. Which they're ranked.
End of list.
Yeah, well, they have had the easy road. Texas A&M has had the easy road from an SEC deal. They played the bottom half of our conference, so it's gonna be. I don't know. I just wish we wouldn't have lost FSU. We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
No, we wouldn't.
Or Oklahoma. You know, not even having this conversation. But can a 3-loss Bama team get in? That's
well. Then you also, but then like you have they've kind of painted themselves in a corner, right? Because it's like Miami's at what 12.
Yes.
So like they got to get jumped, right? Because Miami's gonna be sitting home. They didn't make. It's Duke and Virginia. Like I don't know how the hell that happened, but it's Duke and Virginia.
I don't know what the tie breaks are. People were talking about the tie breaks and how did Alabama get in over A&M and the other 1-loss teams into the SEC championship.
Who we talking about? You talking about the SEC championships?
Yeah, the question was why isn't Ole Miss, and I know there's a long list of tie breaks on why.
But it's really not that complicated.
Georgia,
they all have one loss, one conference loss, and Alabama played Georgia, so they win the head-to-head. And then the tie break between Bama, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M is strength of schedule based on common opponent. Well, it's common opponents, your record versus common opponents. And if those are the same, then it goes down to your opponents, your conference opponents' combined record. And that just basically says who played the better teams. And Alabama is better in both of those metrics. They're basically saying A&M, you had essentially one you had to win. You didn't win it, so now you're tied with everybody else. and all the other teams that you played, although not A&M's fault, were not very good. And Ole Miss kind of had the same problem of Ole Miss, I shouldn't say they had an easy road, but it was easier based on win-loss record slightly.
Yeah, we're only talking about SEC here. So it just when you look at other teams, you say, well, actually, who they played. You got, I don't know who Texas Tech played. Now they beating the brakes off everybody. They're intentionally running up the score. I believe. I feel that. Got Vanderbilt who's sitting out there crying, saying they need to be in too. They didn't beat some good folks. I don't know what their strength of schedule is. Yeah, they lost to us, but still,
And Texas.
Yeah, so I don't know. Either way, it's going to be a good game. All right, this weekend. But what about last week? So what did you see that was different?
So I'm going to start with the offense because I picked a lot of plays on the offense that I kind of just need to speak.
Hold on for you. When you say a lot of plays, how many plays did Alabama run on offense?
70. If you take out the penalty, 75.
Okay, and just in your little study, you put a click mark or a check mark on how many plays?
18. It was the defense I picked. I picked more on defense.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So bring out my little notebook here because I did make some notes. Because I was having this thought real time. Hence the title of at least the video on the Teagues Take channel. The title of the video, if you're not on the Teagues Take channel, is Alabama's offense might be left-handed. And the reason I thought this is because I'm watching the game, and usually when I'm watching the Alabama game, I'm not analyzing it so much. But this one was too hard to ignore. A lot of plays were going into the boundary.
All right.
A ton. So much so that I was kind of getting aggravated with how often they were going to the boundary. And I kept trying to go back to, man, I mean, they must see something, or they must know something. They got some kind of tendency or whatever. But at the time, in the first quarter, I thought not necessarily boundary, but I kept noticing the ball, you're watching on the screen. I was like, the ball keeps coming to the bottom of the screen. So I was like, they're going left, like a lot. And I thought maybe it's because, Proctor's on that side and you're trying to, and then more and more and more. So at one point, I'm in the Bama Discord, and I was getting frustrated how often they were going into the boundary. Then I said, you know what? This drive, I'm going to count every time they go into the boundary. And of course, it was a 3-and-out. And it was a 3-and-out, and all 3 plays went into the boundary. So then after the game was over, I said, I can't wait to get the film, because now I'm going to count all of the plays. How many of those plays, either maybe the ball didn't end up in the boundary, but how many runs went to the boundary, and then how many times did we drop back and Ty's first read was into the boundary.
All right.
This is what I came up with. Of the 75 plays, 48 of them were into the boundary. That is 64% of the plays went to the boundary. Passes, 59%. First read or ball was thrown into the boundary. Runs, 74% of the runs went to the boundary. If everybody doesn't know what I mean by boundary, I mean the short side of the field. And then the last little stat that I wrote down was Alabama had 14 straight plays that went into the boundary. There's other like spurts in there where it's like here's 7 or here's another 5 and then here's 6 more that went into the boundary like that. But there was a stretch where they ran 14 plays into the boundary. One of them was like, it was kind of hard to knock it at some point because it was like an 8-play drive and they ran 8 straight plays in the boundary and they were moving the ball down the field. But it was really apparent in the second half when they started to stall a little bit. And I was like, hey, what is going on? Why are we not trying to run into space? So, priming that up, here's, I kind of just want to go through the game. These 18 plays, I'm trying to go through quickly. We don't have to analyze every one of them. But you know, this has got to be one of the more annoying comments that I like. I don't understand. I don't understand. We got a top 10 defense and people don't score. We'll address the defense. Like, the soft coverage is not the problem. Missing tackles is the problem. But anyway, let's start with the offense. Okay, so this is the first one. This is Ty on the deep ball here. Right. We got a guy open. We got a clean pocket. And it's like, hey, we got to hit these.
He missed him.
You got to hit those.
I don't know what happened there.
So somebody has a comment up here. Let me see if I can find it. Heard Ty has a pretty bad back injury he's been dealing with the last few weeks. Maybe if True explains his inaccuracy. Any ideas? I don't have any ideas. My idea is if his back injury is preventing him from throwing the ball accurately, somebody else needs to be in the game. Or that also means you're telling me that the backups are actually not that good. So that's my official stance on that. Okay. So this is play 10. Right? So this is, I marked this not into the boundary, which is false. So let me change that. That would change my number from 48 to 49 plays into the boundary. So actually, no, he looks over here first. He looks over to the field first.
Could have hit the hit.
Right. Anyway. He can hit this right now. For some reason, he don't like this. He comes back, and we've got 3/2. So this is kind of where I wasn't understanding like what was going on here, because there's 3/2, which is +1, and there's very little space. Like this, to me, like pre-snap, this should not be an option at all. And it turns out it's not. Like, he looks over here, comes back, there's nothing. I mean, even the linebacker is coming to this guy right here. Like, they're shutting that down over on that side. And he comes back, and now he's late. And this is, keep in mind, this is 3rd and like 4. And he's been sitting at the sticks. I don't know what's going on my pointer. This dude's been sitting at the sticks the whole time. Like, from the beginning of the play, we have a corner that is bailing, and it's 3rd and 5 and whatever, and he's already here sitting in sticks. Like, throw the ball. But we come back late, give him all kinds of time, and we're still not throwing the ball, right? We're turning and we're running. We're still not throwing the ball. We're waiting. And they mark his yard short. Nah, he probably got it.
Is that not the one they gave him the first? I can't remember. I remember the play. I don't know if it was short, if they actually gave it to him. I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Might have been short. I think they called that one short.
I thought they did. My memory says they called him short.
Right.
Okay. So next play. All right, play 23. We're going into the boundary. So that is down at the bottom, right? We're going down here. A lot of checks at the line. Now, keep in mind, we still got 3/2. We got a guy creeping up. Maybe he's coming. Maybe he's not. And he's not. Right? So now we've got 3/2, and the safety's leaving. And it's not a bad pick up. But if we look here, it's kind of like how this ends up working out. My comment, and I'd be interested to see what other offensive coordinators think about this, is like, I know we're not supposed to block this guy.
Sure, need to.
Right. You probably do. But my gripe with this is that because this is stretch, you can't run away from this guy like you would if you were going the other direction. Why? Because there's not enough room over here. You're running out of space.
Go back. Where does the puller come from? Where's the puller?
It's the center.
Oh, it's the center.
Right? So his path probably should be out here anyway.
Should have blocked him back. I'm looking at it.
But like you just don't have, you feel the space leaving, right? You feel it constraining as you're running out this way. And I just wonder, like, would this have been different if we were going the other way? Because you can string this out. Like, you can keep running away from this guy.
So I know I'm going to play devil's advocate because you're a defensive coordinator, right? So probably want to go to wide copy because I know you're always counting on how many on each side of the ball on the defense. So if you get that in the puller, now they end up moving. So you know what I'm talking about, right? So it looks like they got 4 who eventually are down here at the bottom.
Yes.
And you pull in the center. So could it be that Grubbs is saying, hey, we're grabbing an extra guy because we're going to pull the center. So we should, by number wise, we should have more blockers if we could run away from that defensive end.
I would say, and this, if I was, Grubb has probably forgotten more football than I'm ever gonna know. But I would say that this guy, I'm already counting him as a half.
Okay.
Like he's half a man on this side and half a man on that side, and this guy is half a man on this side and half a man on that side. So I would say that pulling him actually doesn't change the number at all, because all you're doing is bringing him this way too. Like I feel like I'm already +1 with these 3. Because, well, maybe not +1, but I'm at least even. Him for him, him for him, and then I'm saying that's my +1 right here. So you pulling the center is
drawing him.
Yeah, it's not actually getting, to me, that's not getting an extra man anywhere.
Gotcha.
And then that's
we
why
didn't, we didn't cut him off anyway.
Why it's only a gain of 1.
We didn't cut 0 off anyway.
So next play. So this I think, so this is also into the boundary, but this is, I think, the way that you get your extra number, right? You move Jeremy over there. You get one guy to run with him, right? Now you have 2 pullers and a lead because the quarterback has the ball. Now,
he scampers too.
He does. But again, put my defense coordinator hat on. I look back at 16. 16's ball fitting. And 16 needs to scrape all the way. He stops. He stops and tries to go in here for some reason. But if he goes right here, and so I'm looking at this of like, we kind of got a little lucky here, because if he does what he's supposed to do, you don't have your +1 anymore. But he gets out of here. So, fine. So then we go to the next play. And we show we're going to the wide side, and we come back. And because of the misdirection, this is how you gain your number again. Right? You get You get this guy to scoot over just a little bit, and you seal him. You got the man-to-man, so he's not looking, and you can get him. You get outside.
Do you think this really works? The quarterback behind got his hands up. Both guys with their hands up. You really think he's going to snap it? What are the people saying on defense? Really like?
Oh, but they 92 knows what's up. He's like, hold on, what is this?
Yeah, like when then you fake toss it to him, and you're like, you really gonna toss it to the quarterback? I don't know.
So this one, I do think this is where, and we'll talk a little bit of defense here, especially as I've been rereading a book about this, about ball fitting, where the eyes of the linebackers when you're ball fitting is on the backfield and not the guards. And there's reasons that you would do this. So in this case, right, I'm saying, like, if you read your guards, Zero knows that he needs to just go over here.
Going the wrong way.
Right.
Based upon the guard, that is.
Right. But if you're ball fitting because you're in a tight front and you know that the B's are supposed to be taken care of, that's not a B gap. But if you're trying to plug these gaps in here and everything's supposed to spill off the edge and many ways to skin a cat, right? But in this case, you start messing with eyes and he tries to come back. Zero does, and he runs into a wall, and there's your problem. Then here's your extra blocker. Right. Okay. So this is 2 plays later. This, in case you guys are wondering, this is the 14. This is part of the 14 straight that went to the boundary. Okay. So I didn't particularly love this play call.
In the house.
Right. They're coming. You don't have enough time, and there's not a lot of room out here, and it's 3rd down. So it's like, hey, the space isn't there, but good throw, good catch, falling away, and he kind of just throws it back here, and we get a good.
Down, JT. He got the back of his foot, man. He got people in his face.
It is. And, this is where I'm like, this is at the point of the game where I'm like, man, we are going to the left a lot. They see something. I don't understand. But, all right, fine. But then later on, it starts to get a little aggravating. So
the people upstairs probably said the people upstairs were the burners. Coach, they keep throwing over there to the left, man.
Mm-hmm.
Over there to the left, man.
So this is a good run here, right? Here we go. Find a hole. Get skinny, make a cut, break some tackles.
Oh.
But again, end of the boundary. Just trying to paint the picture here. Like how, because this is still the first half, right? So when you're wondering like, hey, what do they go in and talk about? And why is it that we then start to struggle? Because remember, at one point, we're up 17-0. Mm-hmm. And then you come back and you're like, why are we struggling on offense? Well, I'm making the case here that, like, hey, they kind of figured you out. Like, ball's going on the hash.
They keep running to the boundary, dog.
More than half of the time, they're going to the near sideline. Mm-hmm. And you can start trying to gamble with that. All right, so here's another one by Jam. Great job.
Good run. He got dinged up.
He did, yeah. Okay, so now I put this one in here because we're going to the field. And we're looking at route combos, right? We're going to get this. And I like this. You're going to run it out to space. Good things happen when there's a lot of grass out here. Look at all this grass. Look how much grass is over here. And look how much grass is over here. That's good stuff. We like those.
Mm-hmm.
Yards is the catch. We get down to the 2. Great job. Okay. So now we're going to go to the field again. It's like, look, yep, there we go. Slip screen. We're going to Y slip or F slip, whatever. We motion the receiver. We put him in the backfield, and we're going to run him to all of the grass. Not over here. All of the grass. Look at all that space. Good things happen when you run the space. Because now you don't even have to put this ball flat. He can throw this into the end zone, kind of get him to lead up in here. And he does. Great ball, great catch. Because there's space. Okay, so next play that we get the ball back, we're going into the boundary, and we run a sweep. We run a sweep with the wide receiver into the boundary. I don't like it. I don't like it. Why? Because this is clearly like a double pass, flea flicker kind of thing. And again, this is just one of those things where I'm like, hey, if you had, he's running here and he has to like stop and turn around and panic a little bit. And I was like, yo, if you were running this way, you just inherently have more time. You have more time for all of this to develop. And it's tough to do. Yes, this is on first down. Okay, it's 2 plays later. I'm going to pass, not into the boundary. And we just don't have time. So this was more just of how long it kind of takes for things to develop here. Like, that guy's open, but we've already got
pass block though, man. Good Lord. The left tackle, the center, all get spanked.
Yeah, that's not even Brailsford. I didn't realize Brailsford had come out of the game. But yeah, this is we're just not enough time to actually figure out.
I'd be interested to see what 64's PFF grade was. It looked like he played pretty good from.
Well, we can check it out after this. Remind me. Okay, so we're going to the field again. Except for we have to avoid into the boundary. So I didn't like this play either. Just because I feel like we know kind of what DJ Durkin likes to do. To me, he's just like Steve Spagnuolo for the Chiefs.
About to bring that heat.
Yes. So let's check the D&D here. It's 3rd and 6. It was like, yeah,
I really thought he just hit him with the screen. I don't think we did enough running back screens at this point. What you're saying, because you, like you said, they're coming.
And you may not know who or what, but you know they are. It's 3rd down. Like, they're sending pressure, and we are running one route to the sticks, and it's man. It's like this. He's gonna come and sit right here, right, and then he's not breaking off his route until 5 yards past the sticks, and then we got this dude on a post. So, we're trying to throw the grass, but he's getting harassed back here because how many guys they bring?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. So you're max protecting. Jam doesn't do a very good job here. But like, you only got 3 guys. You have 3 guys in a route at this point because you kept the tight end in and you kept the running back in. You got 3 guys in a route. It's 3rd and 7, and two of those routes are running 15 yards. There's only one running to the sticks. So
lucky didn't get picked. I thought it was going to be picked.
Okay, so here's another one. This one is also going into the boundary. So we're gonna run a Maui corner. Like I don't get this one either. We're gonna run a Maui. This is 3rd and 8, I guess. So his route is going to be like this, and then we're going to have this, and then we're going to have this, and we're going to keep the tight end. Tight end's going to be late in the middle of the field, and he's not even at the sticks. That's not deep enough. So now we got this dude running for his life, and oh my God, he makes a play.
Yeah.
And
that was a huge play, man.
It is a huge play. And then I say, look which way he went, though. He went to the grass, not this way. Space. Okay, so now we're late in the game. It's 1st and 10. We're going to run the ball. And at this point, let's see how late in the game. I mean, this is play 71. There's only 78 plays. So the game is almost over, right? Yep. You've already got your tendencies. This is finally great because you are showing that you are running into the boundary like you have been all game. Mm-hmm. And we pull the ball and we run to space.
Get in there.
Right. And it comes back for a holding, but fine. All right. So now we got another one where we're actually going to throw the ball to space. I love space. Offense loves space. All the space. Good things happen when you can just throw the ball out in space.
I sure want to make him miss. I wish he would have missed, walked on in.
And I know I'm missing a play in here because there is a play somewhere because we threw a screen, like a tight end screen, into the boundary. I think that's when I was like, I'm over this. Because we had trips into the boundary, both dudes ran deep, and the tight end just stood there and was like, give me the ball. And they threw in the ball, and he got 1 yard because where was he supposed to go? Okay, so here we go. This is another one that I didn't like. This is third and 1. This was the play where I was like, because they went to timeout, they came back, and I was like, what are they going to run on 3rd and 1? And my guess was power to the right, but really I just knew it was going this way. Right. I think everybody knew it was going that way, and you get this flat into the boundary, which is easy to pick up. Okay. There's nobody here.
Lucky that one get picked too.
Yeah, I'm just the half roll, not to the field. They had to know something. I don't understand. Somebody's got to tell me. And then this is the one that really I was like, hey, what is going on? So we've got the lead. So let me pull up the scoreboard here. The game is over. There's 33 seconds left. You're up by a touchdown. They've got all 3 timeouts. So you come out and you're like, I need to burn as much clock as possible. Right? So you say, all right, man, let's just try to get outside. Let's try to run. Let's try to you just hold on to the ball. We're not even worried about really getting yards. So what do? We turn and run to the nearest sideline.
I thought he was about to run out of bounds for a minute. I was like, where are you going?
Just go this way. Like, even if it's not a good play, just go this way. You don't even have to worry about running out of bounds. You can do all kinds of stuff and like waste time and fall over here. But because you went this way, you have to like slide because you run out of space and you're trying not to get hit. And it's like, just go. I mean, hell, even go backwards, I guess. But anyway.
All right. So
I'm off my soapbox on the
but how are you going to grade on how they ran the ball, though? You're saying all that.
I thought. Yeah, so you're saying check where 24 was on those. Yes, like this is not where you want to run, but I'm saying know the situation. You don't have to get yards. The situation is there's 33 seconds left. You just need to burn clock. Like this is almost a you're gonna take a knee, just like sit here and fall over. All you're trying to do is waste 4 seconds.
I'm trying to get the first. I'm handing the ball to 4 anyway, up the gut on the inside zone, but whatever. That's me.
Because it went for a yard anyway.
Right.
So,
and 4 measure.
How about the others? Well, I went through all of the others. They were designed runs into the boundary. They weren't reads. We were actually getting caught from the backside in some of the others. I'm assuming that you probably didn't see the 17 other plays that we went through. Okay, so what was your question?
Shit, I don't know. I was asking about the
run
game. Yeah.
I thought Jam was actually running the ball.
He looked a little more patient.
Yes.
He waited for some of them creases, what we've been talking about.
And then he was just hitting it, just going. He looked decisive.
He said, look, he got patient and then he got hurt. He rolled up on him. You know what I'm saying? He said he's running the day like, saying,
Oh.
Hey, man, business decision, man, sometimes. You got to make business decisions. Man, trying to get all up in there. People in there. But I was glad to see it. Hopefully they can, whether they're running the ball, and I just hope they can duplicate the yardage in the run game this Saturday, because they're going to need to be able to run the ball. I still don't believe we can just throw the ball all over the place. Just duck, go, man. What you got going on over here?
Am I signed in? Sweet. All right. We wanted to see grades.
Yeah. Showing everybody all our stuff, man. All our info. Yeah, so we can try to look at some data. It's not like JT believes in data or anything.
No, never that. Why would I? Okay, Michael Carroll. That might be all year.
I just saw him getting nasty. 6'6", 321, freshman. Wow, he was.
Yeah, this is his overall grade for the entire year. I need to find the game.
Well, they put it up already.
They might not have.
Fast. Could be too fast.
Championship week.
I just saw him with a little bit of tenacity and finish the people to the ground, which I like to see from linemen, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I just felt good. I didn't. That's your boy texting me. Offensive lineman coach. You holler at him too.
Well, oh well. I'll have to try to find it later. I don't know.
Well, it's all good.
Post about it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All right. So what you got next? You got some defensive stuff?
Yes, defensive stuff that we're definitely gonna have to speed through because there's more plays on defense. Oops.
Yeah, we're getting downhill. And even during the game, people asked me about what about this defense. I was like, at the point, I was like, we only gave up like 13 points. What are y'all talking about? You know, the whole bend don't break kind of thing, and whatever. We're keeping them out of the end zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So they clearly wanted to get a QB run game established, right? And I put this on here because this is a fantastic job of two gapping, right? He's trying to look, he picks a side, makes it bounce, and like this is all you're really trying to do as a defensive line, right? The defensive line's job is not like, yes, we want them to make tackles, but you're really trying to just build the wall. And this is where in previous weeks we weren't as good at, but we were starting to get the DBs back into the run game.
Mm-hmm. But JT, people don't like that 3-man front.
Nope, they sure don't. So this, I put this one on here because we get pressure. We beat this guy, but this is sign of things to come later in the game. Not a great angle. Not a great angle. Now he slips and falls over. Turf Monster grabs him. Whatever. He gets credit for a sack. All that kind of stuff. But take a look at his path because this is going to be a recurring theme.
If he blocked it though, he had a lot of running room.
Yeah.
The quarterback. There's nobody in the middle of the field.
Okay, so we're doing some check me's. We got some games going. Can't particularly remember why I put this one on here yet. Just talk about dialing up a safety blitz like on the right when you need it. Like this is just that's just great.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are getting.
He should have caught that thing and walked
Yeah.
right onto the end zone.
Yeah, I think it surprised him here.
Like he just threw that.
But man, like this is the perfect call for the situation at the time.
Glad he knocked it down though.
All right. So I wanted to put this one in here because who would have thought that my man right here would be the guy for the simulated pressure to drop out into coverage? Who would have thought it was going to be Tim Caden of all people? At first, I pulled this up because I like to look at me a load front where we're gonna have our 5-3-1 all on the same side, and we're gonna walk up a backer and all that kind of stuff. And some kind of game or something's usually coming. So we're gonna check. We're gonna move the protection. We're gonna walk a different linebacker up now. We got a safety that's coming in, getting part of the party. But the cool thing is, here comes the blitz. Right, we're gonna go here and here and here and here.
4 over 2.
And we're gonna drop Mr. Big Man out. And he'd have been in a pretty good position had this been like some kind of in-breaking route, but it wasn't an in-breaker. It was a hitch or a deep curl in which Zabian, I think that's Zabian. Yes, because he had a fantastic game.
He did. They were bringing up some balls. I like that footwork. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Stick and click. Stick and click. Call it. Stick that foot out. Bow.
Yep, go get it. I don't think we can see it from this angle. A little bit.
Oh, wow.
He's getting his hand down there. Look at that.
We had a lot of breakups. I know some of them were drops too. They had a lot of drops, but
okay,
it's it's so easy. You could tell when they're going to run quarterback draw sometimes. I think I called this before they even ran. I was like, oh, it's quarterback draw.
Yeah, so they got counter here, and they brought in. This is I don't know if he don't have a tight end number on. So I don't know if that was a tendency or not. Pay that close attention, but yeah, I mean you got 6 offensive linemen in here, right? You get counter. So remember the last time we did one of these, we were boxing the pullers. If anybody remembers what that means, long time watchers of the show, where we were setting the edge on the outside, trying to force him inside. Now, I think he's trying to do the opposite, trying to spill.
He takes up both of them.
Right.
That's what you want. That's why I like it. You get both of the pullers.
Takes up
one
both.
Dude.
So here we go. Now we got this guy going outside. Lawson's going outside. This is great. He pops out here, sees Lawson. This is I better get back. Better try to get back in here. But by that time, we're doing a good job using our hands.
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is where defensive linemen make their money, right? We're eating blocks, and then once he comes back, we're getting off making tackles. Good run fits. Okay,
Back
and I also put this
downhill.
one on here too. Right, backers going downhill, and in short, what do backers do? Backers, they are supposed to close open windows. So when a window opens, just run through it. That's all you got to do. Just run through it. Here it is. Giant hole. Just come up. Ball's going to be there. Good tackle. Good job. Make him snap it again.
I like him. He misses a few every now and again, but
Okay, is this one that I'm picking on Bray a little bit? Yes. So I'm picking on Bray a little bit here because, again, we've been talking about space. Okay, so Kenny asked, with a fast QB, wouldn't it be better spying with the nickel or safety? If that is your main concern, like, yes, like literally, yes, it would be better spying with the nickel or safety. But you have to remember the trade-off. If you spy for a nickel or safety, you're losing a guy in coverage. So they were running empty a lot. If you take Bray and you put him as a spy, Bray cannot cover now. And whatever Bray was supposed to be covering, one of those guys now have to do it. Or you just vacate a zone. That's not a price I like to pay for my money. But you could. If you bring in another guy. You go like dime, bring in another safety and like take a linebacker off the field. But then like what you trade in a linebacker for run fits and things, like there's always going to be a trade-off. And that's essentially what you want to do. I think we've got good enough backers to do it. So my point here, again, space. There's nobody in the middle of the field. He's out here. The guy who's supposed to fill now is the safety. And he's a little late, but we're doing a good job up front too. So, and I guess I'm just kind of about to say the opposite, speaking of what Kenny said about like what you trade in a linebacker for a safety is, I think if Lawson is here, this is easy. But he's a cover guy. He likes to cover more. Right? I mean, who is this that shows up late? I guess it's Jefferson that shows up late.
That's a pretty good job by him. Come from outside. He
fold him back in. Let's go to the wide on that, I guess.
Because he out here trying to cover up three. He apex. And it's a good job.
Okay, so this is fantastic. This is big boy football.
We killed this.
Right? So we're just talking about Lawson. I think this is great. Keeping our feet clean, finding the hole. Scrape. There come the puller. Boom. Hit the linebacker or hit the running back. Drive back. Yeah, what's the D&D on this? What was this?
Short. 3rd and 1.
Yep, 3rd and 1.
You got too fancy. Pass. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so we send another blitz here. This is we call this Lakers. We run this ourselves. They got a little twist to it though. But we're looking at Zabian here. We're looking at him not taking the cheese. Eyes are in the backfield, which is great. In some cases, it hurts you in other things. There's always trade-offs, right? So I want us, because I've got another clip in here, to notice his technique, right? For both the corners. They're turned inside. We call this zone eyes, zone turn. His back is to the receiver. His eyes are on the quarterback. He's climbing, and he sees the ball thrown, and now he kind of just turns it to the receiver at this point. This is great. Later on, you will see him turn the other way. And that's kind of your indicator as you're watching the game of like, are we in man or are we in zone? Right? Backs to the sideline, eyes to the quarterback. This is zone. Later on, you'll see him flip the other way because he's playing man. Okay, so we've got a corner blitz here. Another great play call. Corner blitz, right into it. Saban making plays now at the line of scrimmage too. Making plays downfield and at the line of scrimmage. Yeah. Okay. Short edge, bad eyes. So this is another one where we're not reading our keys. Right? I don't know whether they're telling him to read the tackle or read the mesh. The way I teach it is to read the mesh. There's only one receiver out here. So yeah, like you are responsible for slant. I get all that. But his eyes leave like way too early. Way too early. He kind of just peeks, ball's handed off, and he has no idea. And he's the edge player.
Right.
Like he's still running away as the ball is being handed off.
Did you just say he ain't ready? Somebody will catch that in a little bit. Number 16.
Okay, so here's another one. Look at Zabian's feet here, down here.
Man, that's good. A lot of people want pass interference on this.
No, this is great. He's looking back at the ball.
Can't get the fade stop.
He's square.
Can't get the fade. Yeah. You cut that up. We're talking about motor technique.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your shoulder square. This quarterback run again.
Yep. Let's look at this. There you go.
Spill.
Yep, we're spilling. And now we've got the nickel coming back in. So here we go. Here's Red kind of redeeming now. Boom, there he is.
Oh, he ready
Drop
now.
Your feet.
Oh, he ready now. Always ready. I was born ready. Take on a whole new meaning.
Okay. So here we have another one. And I think between these two, and I don't know who it's supposed to be, but between these two, quarterback starts to run.
Somebody got to go.
Yeah, one of us needs to go force a throw. I don't know who it is. I don't know what their rules are, but they both can't turn their back.
They want the flag on that too. Look at them. Crybabies.
Okay, so here's another one. I know, I'm picking on 16 again.
Are you ready?
Just gain depth. Just keep going. Just climb the hash. Make him throw this. Make him throw that.
But that cheese, it be looking so good up there.
Right. He stays here too long. We clear him out, and then there's the space.
That's a deep corner though, JG.
It is.
That's like 20 yards, 25 yards.
But I want him to turn and look. I want him to turn and look and find him. Now I know, he's being taught something else. He's looking at the quarterback and all that kind of stuff. And if Auburn Auburn might not have they might not have like Academy or Shields or whatever the sporting goods store is out there. They must get all their they get all their gloves from Ross too on the clearance rack because
Amazon.
That's no good.
Straight from China.
So 3 plays later, let's look at this again. Okay. 3 plays later. Same route.
Yep.
And now they got a quarterback they can't throw. So
That's
there's that.
weak.
You know, so same thing. You know, make him throw the short one. We got to try to climb to this.
He just got fired. New coach coming in. Golish ain't dealing with that. He quarterback coach too.
Okay. So I need to move a clip up. Hold on just a second here. Because we got a guy who may have been doing like I was doing a couple of weeks ago. Watching some NFL and seeing some pretty cool stuff. So Lee here. Right? First, what a jam. Look at this.
Yeah, nice.
We eliminate crossers. Sit down.
Oh, the other way.
Okay, no route. But quarterback starts running around, and we have a corner that kind of loses track of his responsibility here.
I don't know where he was going.
He's trying to come get this dig.
Got deep third.
Right. He's got deep third, and then he slips out. Now, thank God it was a legal formation, but I alluded to this is how you know maybe I watched too much football. Because I saw this play when I looked back and I was like, oh man, this looks exactly like Carolina and San Francisco, except it worked out. Worked out for that guy. Situation is a little bit different though, but you'll see the similarities, right? He's got one receiver that's actually not doing much.
Interception?
He's got the same thing, deep third, and he just
takes off
all the way across the field, robs a dig.
Hey man.
And I was like, you know what?
All thing coach is saying is you got lucky. Well, good job.
Yeah, maybe don't do that again.
Great play by Jason Horn. Did you see his instincts? That's all you heard on television. That's all crap too. I was like, good Lord, he took off.
Yeah, but
maybe Purdy got a proper staring.
He didn't have somebody going this way. Now, if Kittle was like,
he still was gone. He was going regardless. He'd already made up his mind.
We'll chalk that up to film study, and he knew what the play was.
That's right. That's right.
Saw it coming.
Today,
love me some good run fits. Right. I like this. I don't know how they're teaching
tight end or a wide receiver trying to pretend like he want to hit zero.
Neither. I don't know what he is. He ain't.
Well, no part of that.
Nothing.
He want 15, 10. I mean, 0, 10. He just up in there like, nah, y'all go ahead.
Don't worry about it. You got this. Now, I'm thinking like maybe this is. I'm hoping maybe this is a blitz. Like, if it's not, I don't know how they're getting this cross read.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this is a stunt here.
Got a feeling you're gonna steal it. Call it something.
Oh, we got this. This is Lamar.
5-man.
Mm-hmm. This is Lamar. And if we run in, 3 wide, we're gonna buzz the safety just like they did. It's right here.
You're trying to tell me you want to visit Bama?
Yeah.
That wasn't on your list.
That's because you said that run similar things. They run a lot of cover 3.
Okay.
And they're an odd front by base. But look, that's Newton. Look, there he goes. There it is.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm picking up some. And he came from a long way.
He sure did.
Did they call PI on this
one? No. But this is the one that I was talking about. Man turn versus zone turn. right? So we're looking here again. There he is.
Try
Fire.
him
This
double
is good.
move,
Try
too.
to get him on a double move. Good job. Eyes are on his hips. We need to show that too. Look where the stripe of his helmet is. It's tilted down on the hip.
Yeah, I just really went looking lean at that point. Go get the pick. Right, they just turn the other way. I don't even know where the ball landed, but it's good.
Oh, we are way over time, but okay.
Yeah, you
I put
should-
this on here because this is a fumble. I don't understand. This
He
is
made a football move.
Yeah,
It was
looks like
too.
a
He
football move
tucked
to
it,
me. He
turned.
tucked it, and he turned and he tried to avoid a hit, and he dropped the ball. That's a fumble.
Yes,
I don't.
that's
I don't
why he's
get it.
back for it. It's fumble.
All right,
Uh-oh.
Bray, keep your head up.
Yeah.
See what you hit. Because it's 3rd and short, and you got him. You got him in the
I thought it was
backfield.
over. I was like, "Ooh, that track that near hip, dog."
Yeah.
Come on,
Duck the head, miss, 1st down.
look at him. Dang.
He had it. You just duck your head, wrong hip. That's it. Just clean that up.
Up
Okay.
on my hand, up on my hip.
So this is one that gives you a 1st down, and then there's another.
That's soft defense, though, JT.
It is. That is soft coverage, right? You know. So here we
hang
go.
on.
Another corner blitz.
That's that old Auburn stuff right here.
This is great. I mean, how much more aggressive can you get being just sending the corner from the boundary? You know, why?
Why didn't they send that stuff
Why
out
didn't
of?
you start sending that stuff from like that would have
Yeah.
I don't know. But they did have formation of the boundary a lot. They were putting trips into the boundary, so that'd been kind of dangerous, I guess.
The battle of the boundaries.
Yeah.
That hit. It's a good route.
So, this is one where I think the route combination kind of manipulates the eyes a little bit, particularly with this guy. He runs in here, and we got 2 guys.
They sitting on the sticks, though.
They are.
I know that. That probably was going to be his first read. If he was by himself, he probably would have did a stutter on the mic or something and found a way to get open. They're just sitting short.
So this is why you do your turnover
Tip
surgery.
drill.
Tips and overthrows. We take those.
They went up in there 10 yards. Oh, I sure wanted him to score.
Yeah, I don't know if Bray's that fast.
No, that's a huge play, though.
It was. You get him off the field.
See, All-American this year?
So
That should have been a pick, too.
right. So this is the benefits of just being able to sit and look at the quarterback. Go grab it. Come down with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's one that should have been a turnover.
Yep. They go down and score on this drive?
Yeah, because it's 3rd and 9. We got aggressive. We're going to bring 5 and spy. They don't even run it to the sticks.
Miss.
There it is. And you just whiff. Whiffs, bad angles. And that is what kills you. These are the things. And I think so this is, to me, this is like the thing where when we're having these debates about soft coverage and fire Womack and all this kind of stuff, it's like, guys just got to make tackles. Like, it's man to man. You're here. You drive on the ball. Like, it doesn't even have to be an incompletion.
He sent 6.
You just need to tackle him.
3rd and 10.
And then the second one, okay, he's got the first down. You need to be tracking the near hip, but you get cut back on, fall over. Was Coach 30 say? I'm just not really an athlete. Scared.
Look at Davis. Pissing down his leg. Just like your mama. Something. You supposed to put the punchline in there.
So this is a 5-yard throw that goes for almost 70 yards.
65. 60.
That leads to a touchdown. And this one is on 18. He gets a little too ambitious.
He already gone.
Right. We're fitting right here. He's gonna fit right here. We gotta go off the edge. You are.
He fall on 42. He got 42.
Maybe he is traveling. Who's this guy? This guy. He's always ready.
Is it the same guy? Is he always at our games? Is it the same?
I don't know. No, I think this is just it's the ESPN guy. But they're always there.
I don't know. He got the same run.
All right, so here we go. I don't know how this is not blocking the back. Somebody's gonna have to explain that to me. I don't get it. That's a. Is it not? Is this not a block in the back? I guess not. They didn't call it, so
no. Ain't no flag.
But I mean,
look at y'all coaches.
Come on.
Look at y'all coaches over there in the white. Get out of the way. What's wrong with y'all?
And we in the game.
That was a big hit. Bomb. He coming with some attitude. Look at him. His feelings hurt. He wasn't really hurt. He laid down for a while after that.
Yeah, and then he was ready to he was ready to kind of fight his own teammate.
Hey man. Cause he already know what that's gonna be like in that meeting.
Shoot. Well, at least good thing for him is they don't have to have no meeting. There's no bowl game.
No bowl game.
They got a new coach. So
they got a new coach coming in.
He ain't even got to watch this.
We'll see how they how Auburn ends up. Whatever. Not rooting for him, of course not, and all that kind of stuff. But do know Coach Alex from the time that he was recruiting a lot of our kids. He was at Iowa State at the time. He was on Grayson and JB and a bunch of other guys. And then he's moved on since then. I've been able to keep in contact with him. I didn't actually know that he was going to be headed this direction to them, but.
Well, did you text him and tell him that we ain't sending him no more kids?
Call him. Yeah, well, I thought about it. Am I supposed to say congratulations, or what am I supposed to say to the guy when you go to your rivalry school? I guess it's the right thing to do since he.
You tell him, lose my number.
I don't know. We had a volleyball person go to Auburn this year. I don't know what's going on. They all up in here in Texas. She killing it too. You're watching the Auburn volleyball. So
tell them congrats on the millions and buyout money in a couple of years.
That's right. That's exactly what will happen. Well, there you go, man. A lot of good stuff going on there. So there's good and bad, right? Still with it. I think it's from an analytical standpoint. JT covered a lot of things where you're talking about, hey, why do you do things? We don't know, right? We're sitting there coaching. Why do they run it so much in the boundary, and why do you not adjust? Perhaps when they're pressing you and you can't do it. I don't, know what that feels like. Sometimes maybe you just figure that your guys are just better than theirs and you're going to make it happen. But I can't say that I always feel that way. You got to adjust at some point in time. And, we're going to have to make some pretty good adjustments of course, when you play teams that you play a lot, Georgia, they all know each other now and we kind of know what's up. So it's going to be a pretty big game. But we get bragging rights for a year.
Do you want to answer that question here? Do y'all think Bama's passing game needs to be effective against Georgia, given that the run game is almost non-existent? I think in general, even if you have a run game, your passing game still has to be effective.
Yes.
Because if you had a run game and your passing game was non-existent or not effective, they call that Iowa. That's what they do on offense. That's why I don't score a lot of points.
Yeah, I agree that you are going to have an effective passing game. I don't know what happened, what's going on with the Ryan Williams deal. I have not talked to anybody or called any sources or really trying to figure it out. Horton is really good. Five is really good too. You would like to see your stud guy get a little bit more action, at least 2, 3 catches, 4
What he
catches.
had, I think he just had the one target, which was the one where Ty was running around and got hit, and he was trying to throw that deep ball.
Yeah.
I don't
So
even know if that even goes down as a target because it didn't get that far.
yeah. So I don't know what that means or what it is. Maybe we need to make a few calls and try to figure out something. But um, the passing game is going to have to be there. We still are going to have to run the ball. It can't be on that because Georgia's pretty effective with their defense as well too. I think they got some vulnerabilities, but we're
Well, on
still.
offense, their center's out.
Mhm.
On offense, I was not particularly against Georgia Tech. I was not particularly impressed with how their offensive line looked last week.
Mhm.
I think that's a piece that they could probably get after. We do have that film, so I don't know. Maybe we can take a look at it. Um, but I was not. I didn't come away from that game and like, oh damn, we got to play Georgia again. I was like, yeah, well, you know, they're dealing with some injuries just like we're dealing with some injuries. And right now, I think we're minus 300. If that means anything to anybody. Um,
Yeah, people in Vegas know some stuff. And I think we're in a better position. I think the momentum is good. I think this was a win, a big win that we needed. I know it's not against a top ranked team, but beating a good Auburn team in a big fist fight there, I think that was what we needed, going into a game like this, just to kind of set the tempo. Hopefully they're taking care of their bodies and getting themselves back together. But I think uh, we're going to have to rely on our defense some.
oh,
Um,
we always do.
hey, win on D, count on me, baby. Um, but I don't feel as nervous like you. I don't know that I'm intimidated at this point. I think that
Yeah, the only thing that really is like gives me reason to be what? Is this true? Jordan lost another lineman today, arrested for something. At this point, like I don't know whether this is memes or not. Because it's like, yeah, it's lack of institutional control is what they call that.
right?
Um, I was saying that the only thing that kind of concerns me is that anytime you play a team a second time, like especially in college,
Mhm.
that usually doesn't. You usually it's very hard to beat teams twice in the same year.
Well,
Matter
yeah,
of
and
fact, I don't think Alabama's ever done it.
no, but you have to be so ready for the what ifs. What we're talking about now, what are they going to do? Because if you played them that well the first time, what are they going to do this time to try to counter?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to
Well,
really, really good at that. And that's where your
I
adjustments
know
got to
you
come.
can't run 14 straight plays instead of boundary against Georgia.
Not with Kirby, but I don't know. Okay, well, we're gonna let it be. Great work, JT. I'm glad you got your sound right. Well, it's not your normal drawing tool. You got to get your normal drawing tool back, and
Yeah.
the thing, you know, paying you too much money not to have that right, but whatever.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, I do appreciate everybody. Thank you for all the great comments that you guys put in there. We do appreciate it. Make sure that you hit the likes. Make sure you're subscribing to both channels. Thank you, Bama Standard, for all the support that you give us. Teagues Take, we're gonna keep this thing rolling. We got a big game. I know JT didn't want to say it, but he's sitting here. He was sitting here thinking like, we got that film. Maybe we need to break that down a little bit to see what they look like. Do a pregame show. I don't know. Maybe I can talk JT into a pregame show. But other than that, man, thank you, JT. Wonderful job tonight. We appreciate it. It's a great Monday night. We got to get on to film study of our own a little bit, because them coaches, them jank coaches, man, from our district, they want us to get us in the huddle account. You know what I'm saying? They
Oh
say,
yeah,
nah,
well,
you
I
stay
was going to
out.
ask you about that.
No, they said don't put yours in. Don't come looking at ours. So
Did they
there we
really?
go. That's how it started off, man. That's how it started off. Welcome to the district, baby. Here we go. Showtime. So anyway, y'all
That's all right.
stay
I'm about to get
tuned to
TCA
us.
film from. Well, I already got TCA film. Those guys.
That's
I'll
something we
get
need
them
to
from
get them
someone
on.
else.
We need to get them on. So it's all right. We're gonna find it. We do appreciate y'all though. Again, look forward to seeing y'all next week. If not before then. He's JT. I'm George Teague. We appreciate y'all. We out.